Welcome friends to the 2027 Hyundai Ioniq 5. We have some subtle new updates to talk about, but these are your official updates from Hyundai themselves, so let's get started. Regarding the trim levels, that has not changed. We have the SE, the SEL, the Limited, and then we have the more off-road oriented XRT model, along with the Performance N at the top. The vehicle comes standard with rear-wheel drive, and then you can add all-wheel drive to the SE, the SEL, and the Limited. Well, for 2027, the roof rails, that's going to come on the SEL trim levels and above. The garage door HomeLink system that used to be available on the SELs and above, now it's only available on the Limited trim. The cargo cover, that used to just be available on the Limited, now that's just an accessory that's available for any Ioniq 5. That's the way it should have always been, honestly. But other than that, they have dropped two exterior color options, the Gravity Gold Matte and the Sage Silver Matte. So if you like those, sorry, that's gone. And aside from that, we do have a price increase for 2027. It's not huge. Most of the models, they went up by about $250, and all-wheel drive remains a rather expensive upgrade option because it's not just the all-wheel drive that you're getting. You also receive more power and performance. And there's even a basic lower powered rear-wheel drive entry model with 168 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque. Then we have the regular rear-wheel drives with 225 horsepower, 258 pounds-feet of torque. This model and the all-wheel drive, they both utilize an 84 kilowatt-hour battery. The much slower entry-level standard range model comes with just a 63 kilowatt-hour battery. But yes, the all-wheel drive, that's the most powerful, 320 horses, 446 pounds-feet of torque. However, all models can charge from 10 to 80% in 20 minutes using a DC fast charger at a charging speed of 250 kilowatts, so that's pretty good. The Crazy N model that offers the most amount of performance, of course, at a peak horsepower rating of 640 with boost mode enabled. The best range for the Ioniq 5, it's going to be with the rear-wheel drive SE, SEL, and Limited models. You're going to get 318 miles of range. The all-wheel drive SE and SEL get 290 miles of range, the Limited 269, and the XRT, the more off-road oriented model, looks very cool, but the range drops to 259 miles. The N is going to be the worst range at 221 miles. That's worse than even the lower powered, smaller battery version, the standard range model. Even that gets 245 miles. So yeah, the N is the absolute worst when it comes to the range. Now, I would personally at least try to get the SCL model. However, it's the Limited trim level where you truly get the premium features like the heated steering wheel, heated rear seats, the Bose audio system, heads-up display, and much more. And as always, I will be having the full official Hyundai press release on the screen for you to check out, along with the official spec sheets and pricing sheets as well. Again, these are your official updates. And once again, the price range on the Ioniq 5 for 2027 is going to range from $35,250 all the way up to $49,125. And that's for the regular models. And make sure to add $1,650 for the destination charge. No official price listed for the Ioniq N, probably went up by around $200, or maybe it stayed the same. Regardless, should not be a big difference there. And if you're looking to negotiate on one of these, there's about 4,200 2026 Ioniq 5s available for sale throughout the entire country as of right now, August of 2026. The SEL trim level, that is going to be your most plentiful choice, followed by the Limited. Shockingly though, don't expect to get a big, deep discount on these Ioniq vehicles anymore. I mean, in general, Hyundai dealerships, they can be a bit iffy to negotiate on. Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, they just have really tight invoice to MSRP prices, and dealerships like to hold that against you. Of course, every dealership has additional holdback money and all of that marketing cash. But in general, these EVs, they're just not the screaming hot deal they once were. I remember in the past, companies like AutoCompanion were offering the Ioniq 5s for like $250 a month. It was just a phenomenal deal. Nowadays, you still have some strong incentives, but the dealer discount has definitely dropped. Honestly, it's kind of a miracle to even get $2 to $3 grand off the sticker price without paying any additional dealer markups or fees. And I'm talking about the nonsense fees like your nitrogen fees, tint fees, you know, the stuff that dealerships like to add on, which you should never pay and you should always refuse. Your dealer doc fee, your title, your registration, your taxes, That's all normal, that's fine. But yeah, I just ran some lease numbers on AutoCompanion's free leasing calculator. This is basically a dealership level tool, shows you the interest rate of a lease, the residual values, and the incentives that you can get in your local zip code. And again, it's free to use. I ran numbers on the SEL rear wheel drive, $43,000 MSRP. I applied a $3,000 dealer discount. Hopefully you should be able to get that. I'm using Pennsylvania as the example state because they do have higher taxes. And on a 3-year lease, no money down, assuming you have perfect credit, your payment it's going to be like $520 a month, which is okay, I guess. Again, you do have $9,000 of lease cash, which again, you will not get if you finance this or pay cash for this or buy a used one. You're not going to be getting that $9,000 incentive. And this is why you should always lease an EV. However, the interest rate on the lease, that's not brilliant. It's over 5%. I wish Hyundai would incentivize that more, but what these companies are doing now, and the reason why these vehicles are not the screaming hot deal they once were is, yeah, number one, the dealer discount, it's not that great. You should at least have been able to get 10 to 12% off the sticker price, so like 5 to 6K off, and then stack the rebates, but also the interest rate of the lease, it's higher than it should be, and all of that contributes to the higher payment. So these car companies, they're just cutting the supply, and they're simply milking the few people who actually want an EV now. So the few wealthy individuals who like EVs, who enjoy the way they drive, yeah, they're just milking them now. Lexus did the exact same thing with the RCF. Initially, they overproduced, and then they realized the demand wasn't there, so they just cut the production and they just started charging full sticker price for the RCF from the few people who actually wanted to buy one. Because when you overly discount or incentivize a vehicle, it just devalues the brand. So these companies have gotten smart, from Hyundai all the way up to even Mercedes-Benz. They just cut the supply, and that's why you can't get those amazing $200 a month deals anymore. Still, try your best, use these resources. Regarding things like the Ioniq 5, there is more inventory on these than something like the Ioniq 9, so yeah, try your best and ask for that 10% off. You never know which dealership will actually honor it, but all of this information, it's going to be linked in the description box below. And if you want to support the channel, I do have some affiliate links to high quality products linked in the description box, like a Grizzly level 2 charger. That's exactly what I have installed at my house to charge EVs. I also have a link to AutoCompanion, and I have some plain merch like organic cotton t-shirts, things of that nature, if you want to support the channel that way. So all that will be linked below. Again, if you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.